starts or not so good starts lately that you've gotten away with. And as good as Wardo was tonight, he gave you a chance to do that, but it seemed like it's just almost maybe.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't like our start again, so we addressed it in obviously a meeting. We had the statistical evidence, and it was a similar type start. But usually we have more energy than we had tonight. For whatever reason, we didn't have a lot of energy, and it never really got going.
And it looked like they were clogging up the neutral zone quite a bit early on and throughout the game, and maybe a little bit breakthrough in the second, but why was that so tough? Was it because of the lack of jump? Or?
Well, I didn't think we had any pace to our game, and I thought we had a real hard time executing. Credit to them, they did clog it up. It was tight, there wasn't a lot of space, but everything was behind guys, everything was in their feet when they're presenting the target. It ends up on the backhand, and then they got a stick handle in it. We played slow. Give them credit, they were above us, they made it hard. Some big guys, and they did a good job, so I give them a lot of credit, but I thought we could have executed better.
Coming out of a game like this, obviously with a solid performance, it looked from Cam making a lot of big saves as much as you could going into the next one. You know, what's the message going forward for these guys?
Well, obviously we've got to work on our start. We've got to work on finding a way to have more energy. Two tough teams coming up, obviously, a tough building to play in Boston, so we're going to have to come up with some solutions here before we play Saturday afternoon.
You had some different lines for tonight's game. You like the look of it? It just didn't seem to...
No, nothing. You know what? No, there wasn't. I'm with you. And then when we tried to shuffle the deck a little bit and come up with some different lines, we had a hard time finding guys that were going. We were trying to get some, even just pairs of guys that looked like they were going, and just didn't have enough.
Is there, when you have won a few games in a row and you won a late or scored late goals to force overtime and get a point, is it unavoidable that there can be that sense of sort of complacency that sneaks in? Like, well, you know, if we start slow, we can make up for it later, and then it sort of catches up with you after a period of time?
Yeah, well, it's going to catch up to you for sure. This is a league you want to get the lead in, and you want to play from ahead. You don't want to play catch-up hockey, but I don't think that's part of the package. I just think that we were stubborn early. We wouldn't put pucks in behind them to make their D turn. We were trying to make plays, and when plays weren't there, and then when there were opportunities to make plays, we didn't execute.
When you get beat like 5-0 by Calgary at that time, you just know you had a bad game. Are these more frustrating in a way when you see the lack of energy and the things you're talking about?
Yeah, you know, Calgary, 100% honesty, was a lack of compete. I thought there was a more compete in this game here tonight. You know, it's 2-1 even, and we're on the power play in the third, so there's still an opportunity there in Calgary. You know, we were never in that game, so totally different feeling, but definitely disappointed in our start, and disappointed that we didn't find another gear, a higher gear, a different level.
Is part of that also when Ward plays this well, you really want to, I mean, you don't want to waste a performance like this when he's
No, and you know what? They played well. They don't give up much. You know, you watch the tape on the goaltender they played tonight. You know, there's a bit of a break. Obviously, I think it went off somebody net front on the power play goal. He's coming off a 0-0 game in Chicago that went into a shootout. So we knew it was going to be one of those low-scoring games, but we got to find a way. We got to find a way to generate more quality chances and then capitalize when we do.
You think you're going to keep Stahl on the wing, or are you going to move him back to center?
No, we'll see. He ended up back in the middle here tonight at the end. You know, this is probably the first time Victor looked like a young guy. Is it because maybe he felt a little bit of pressure to get Stalzy the puck? I don't know. I'll talk to him tomorrow. I'll look at the game again here tonight and then come up with some ideas. But yeah, it didn't work obviously, but we had a bunch of lines that didn't work. Our fourth line probably gave us the most energy. In the third, they got us on the power play. They had a real good shift there. Probably should have played them a little more. And
if you've had a look at the numbers, face-off stats were a little below what you guys have been keeping going.
Especially early, I think we were at 33% early, and some guys really struggled in the circle. Credit to them. You know, Lowry was dominant early, and then the numbers kind of evened up a little bit on him, but he was dominant early, and that just shows a lack of focus too to start the game, though, to get beat that badly in the circle. And it's not just the centers, it's a secondary battle with the wingers too.